Okay.
You're killing it.
That means you sit down. Sit down and eat.
We got to squeeze in, y'all.
I didn't realize you go for Thursdays. You go for
I got chicken in my teeth.
You ate enough.
Oh, that's still my plate. I'm not done. And the chicken.
Ladies, just coming real close on the mic when you talk, okay?
Can we stand up?
Okay, I'm in.
Nope. Welcome inside of the Reality of Love on the Quiet Storm. Thank you for joining us. We got a full house tonight, baby. Full house.
Yeah.
And lots of food. Lots of food. It is an honor and pleasure. Well, first of all, to welcome my co-host, as always, Ms. Indy Smith. How are you?
Hi, I'm great. Look, I have wings.
So greedy.
Whatever. I love chicken. Everybody knows I love a good drumstick.
Matter of
Well,
fact,
I'm glad we brought
she brought some chicken in before we got this
I
healthy
did.
chicken.
You know what? I was being real spiteful, and he texted me, and he told me gluten-free, and we just came off of a weight loss challenge. So I was like, oh,
you did it
great.
with
Mom.
him? Okay.
Yeah, I did. Dr. Ian, I won the challenge. Where are my winnings? I'm due money. Okay.
All right.
So anyway, so I text him back, oh, more weight loss. S8 sugar honey iced tea. I was like, okay, I'm gonna bring some chicken in just to be spiteful. See how God works? See how God works?
That's what you get.
Spiteful.
Hey guys, obviously we're still joined by Reggie Lampton, who's with us tonight. But the two other ladies that are with us tonight are very, very special ladies that mean very, very. They have a very special connection to me, and I'm happy that they have ventured on to doing such a wonderful thing in helping people and empowering people and educating people about food allergies and the things that are in food. So we're going to learn about a few things tonight that you may not have been aware about, or you may be going through a certain traumatic experience physically, and it may be coming down to a food allergy, or maybe coming down to gluten in your food, and we're going to educate you about that. So it is nice to welcome the CEO and founder of Virtuous Living, and that is Miss Nicole Thomas, my cousin. And next to her is another cousin of mine who is the COO of and CFO of Virtuous Living, Miss Brunick Jones. Ladies, thank you for coming by.
I'm also a client.
And they brought food.
Yes, of course we
It
did.
is delicious.
Food is awesome.
It is seasoned so well. I think seasoning is key. I think that's the key that most people don't realize. Like, if you season food well, you can pretty much be a vegan and be okay.
Well, so imagine how I felt when they told me that you have celiac disease and you have to eat gluten free, and I said, okay, what's gluten? First of all,
I was gonna,
What is
that was
gluten?
my
Can you
first-
define
What
that?
is gluten? What is that?
Gluten is a protein that's found in wheat, barley, rye, and in some oats. So basically, if you think about your wheat bread, your wheat pasta, things like that, that's the normal stuff you find gluten in. But they don't tell you that they also use gluten as a filler in just about every
Everything.
packaged product on the market.
So now, so this is really confusing because, we're led to believe we should have wheat bread as opposed to white bread,
Right.
or we should have brown rice as opposed to white rice.
That's
So
what
now
I
you're
was
telling me something
thinking.
different now.
That's what I was
But the wheat
thinking.
we grew up eating
That's
is
it.
different from the wheat that's now today. That's
a
the
whole
problem.
bigger
That's a whole-
conversation.
that's
That's the
another topic.
GMO conversation. The
Now,
GMO.
what's GMO?
GMOs are genetically modified organisms. So if you think about the fact that they take a gene and they go into a lab and they cut it and they do all this other stuff to make these crops resistant to pests, pesticides, herbicides, all this stuff that they're spraying on them so that the grain itself doesn't die when they spray it with all this chemical crap. But what happens is it mutates it, and we put it in our bodies and our body rejects it.
So we're not
'Cause it's
having
not
real
food.
wheat. we're
It's not
having
real food.
genetic wheat.
And it's not just wheat. It's other food. It's
other-
corn. There's so many other things. You have to read your labels.
Yep.
It's so important.
So
And this is why, if you think about it, this is a little off topic, but so many people now coming with cancers. Cancer was something our grandmothers, great-grandmothers, friends got. Now it's 40, 50, 20-year-olds getting cancer because we're ingesting genetically modified food, and our body's like, really, what is this? I don't know what to do with it. So then it starts to mutate our own cells.
So aside from us becoming vegans and just eating strict vegetables, and maybe that's even
because
questionable.
vegetables too are genetically
Vegetables,
modified.
yes. Remember when your mom was here?
Especially vegetables.
Lenny's mom was here, and we had a fruit. We had the edible arrangements fruit thing, and I asked her if she wanted fruit, and she was like, "No, that's not real fruit."
So I told my auntie Frankenfood.
Wait,
She know what
I was
Frankenfood
like,
is.
"What do you mean?" She's like, "Pineapples in my day were pineapples," and she was like, "Taste it." So I take, and it's not. It wasn't.
Seedless
It's
watermelons,
sorta-
really?
Right. Seedless grape. Seedless, like it's not. It's genetic food.
If you
grow
and if
faster.
you think about it, it's all about money. It's all about capitalism. There's ways to grow things bigger, better, stronger, faster.
Yeah.
That produce bigger crops and bigger crop loads, but it's killing us.
Okay, so you guys, Nicole, you developed this spice line,
Yeah.
right, called Virtuous Living. Yeah. But now, so do spices have gluten in it too?
That's the problem. That's exactly
So
what
we
happened.
got gluten food,
And then we got
gluten
GMO
spices.
food and gluten-filled spices. Yes. So I'm cooking. I'm trying to do what the doctor tells me to do. Cut out all this stuff. I cut out all the gluten stuff that I thought was gluten-filled, and I kept getting sick. I kept ending up in the emergency room. And my husband and I looked at each other, and I said, "You know what? Something is wrong. Something is wrong. I'm using these traditional blends, stuff that we grew up on, but I'm still getting sick." I can't say that.
I did.
Indy always wants to say something extra.
Honestly, I wasn't thinking about it when she said that. I'm thinking traditional. I'm thinking, what did my grandmother use all these years? And I don't use it. I use something else. I won't say it. Okay, go ahead.
But yes, I started looking at the labels. I started reading the labels, and I started realizing that there was more garbage in the blends that I was using. And I said, you know what? This is some bull. I can't even feed my family a flavorful meal and not get sick. Something's got to change. And I said, I'm not going to wait for somebody else to do what's right. I'm going to do it myself.
Right.
It
is so good.
So just to clarify what she's talking about, basically it's a lot of additives and preservatives.
Right.
If you look at in your own shelf, most spices last 5 years. Why should a plant, a leaf, a root, which are the essence of spices, last 5 years?
Absolutely.
Because it's chock full of chemicals. Also, they do something called an anti-caking. Why? Because they want it to always flow nicely when it comes out of the bottle. We tell people, you know what? Turn it over.
Shake the bottle.
It's fine because, yes, it will settle. That's gravity. You don't need a chemical in it to keep it flowing. Just occasionally you have to do that. We tell people this should not be on your shelf more than 6 months.
Okay, so now you came out
It
with
can
three.
last longer, but why? I mean,
Right.
you want the medicinal value of the herbs and spices.
So the spices that, Nicole, that you have developed now is organic.
We have 5 certifications,
Okay.
which is actually something we're extremely proud of. The first one is gluten-free, obviously, for obvious reasons.
certified gluten-free.
We're certified gluten-free. There's a big difference. When you see gluten-free on a package, it doesn't necessarily mean it's gluten-free. You have to see certified because that,
Same thing with organic.
just like
Yes.
organic.
Why? Let me just clarify. What's the difference between certified gluten-free and gluten-free?
The manufacturing facility that it's made in. So you could be processing your stuff over here, and then 3 hours after you're done, they process a line of wheat pasta.
Exactly.
That's
So
like
the product in and
clearing
of
out the
itself
grease
is
and then
naturally gluten free.
cooking
something. Exactly.
So the individual item is gluten free, but because you ran it on the same machinery that had wheat pasta, now it's cross contaminated.
Right.
So someone like me who chooses to be gluten free, that's fine. But someone like Nicole, that would have her in the hospital.
Right.
Right.
So that's the difference.
I mean, okay.
So let me finish real quick. The other 4 certifications we have certified gluten-free, certified organic, certified non-GMO, which goes back to what we were talking about before. But we're also certified kosher and halal, and that was specifically done for people because I could care less what your faith is. If you deal with this or you have a child that deals with this, whatever your religion is, you need to be able to feed your family well.
That's so considerate.
That's awesome.
Now, celiac disease, though, and you said that it affects more women than men at times.
It does.
Sometimes it affects your children because it's like it carries like a hereditary,
It's
almost,
genetic.
right?
Yeah.
And I understand your daughter,
Yes.
Nicole, has 3 children. Just one of your.
Just one. The other 2 are slightly sensitive, but my middle baby girl, little Miss Imani,
Just like you, she's affected by.
very severely.
So now, what is the hope and the dream and the mission behind Virtuous Living?
I would say it's kind of a twofold mission. First is to educate. We want to get people to understand how important it is to be an advocate for your own health. I didn't have to do this because I wasn't out to do this to make money. This was literally me trying to look for a solution to keep myself and my family healthy. So when I did it and my husband said, you have to make this available to everybody because you're not the only one going through it, we said, okay, let's look at it. And I mean, I'm blessed to have my cousin and amazing CFO at my right hand just to kind of help me pull this all together. But it was really about helping give people freedom back to enjoy what they want to eat and have the ability to take care of themselves and their family.
And you guys wonderfully named these spices faith, hope, and love.
Yes,
There was a reason behind that.
absolutely.
Would you like to share that?
You go ahead.
Well, I mean, we didn't come up with the spice name. It was given to us. I mean, Nicole was given Virtuous Living long before we thought we were going to even have this particular company. Honestly, it was something she thought was going to be a design line. And when we kind of decided to do this, we had a totally different name. And I just kept coming back to this. It was Oliver Thomas. We were kind of playing off the family names. We were doing that. And I kept saying, Nicole, Virtuous Living just stuck with me. So we were like, that's what it's going to be. And what did that have to do with spices? We had no clue. But it was just a strong feeling in us to keep the name. And then actually, once again, just kind of sitting around the house, bonding over food and cooking, love, faith, and hope came to us. Just little by little, these names, and it just spoke to who we were as a company and a brand and who we are as a family, because it is a family business.
Absolutely.
Well, I must say, you know, obviously, because I'm a part of the family, they did. They were kind enough to kind of give me the spices, and I've been using them for the last few months, and you know, it really. and I love it. I'm not just saying this because they're my family, but I do love the spices, and in the hope, the remedy that's the ingredients that's in hope is rosemary, onion, cayenne, smiles and laughter. I never had smiles and laughter, but no salt.
No salt. And that
Or
was
sugar.
actually, that was done very, strategically, because we have a lot of hypertension in our community. And a lot of times people look for substitutes like, Mrs. Dash or things like that, but they don't realize there's so many other chemicals and other things in those products. So it's almost like it's not necessarily better for you, So we wanted to give somebody options. My dad has, had hypertension and had to deal with it. So this is a great product. It's actually 17 herbs and spices in Hope. And it's a phenomenal product. You can use it in anything, and there's no salt or sugar. So if you really want to eat clean, if you're sticking to, our trainer man back here got you on the ropes, and you got to eat clean, this is an amazing product to use.
Exactly.
Well, I
This is
have-
something that you
and-
can get into the bodybuilding community, because they're
Yeah.
really big on, especially when it comes to sodium intake. So if there's something that, like I said, this is something that I plan on sharing with people in the fitness community that I know that compete, as well as just like to eat clean, because the sodium and sugar intakes help you retain water. So a lot of bodybuilders and fitness competitors try to limit that in their diets, and if they can have some seasoning that doesn't have that but still is very flavorful, then they're going to be open to it a lot.
Yeah.
And it's kind of surprising because that's what you're eating tonight with the chicken wings.
And they were tasty.
Normally you get ranch or blue cheese or things like that. Instead, we've actually got Greek yogurt that we added Hope to, and a tiny bit of Himalayan pink salt, and you don't have any clue that you're actually getting almost as much protein in this as you are in your chicken.
I have a question.
Sure.
Do you have a list? Because I think the bottom line is, when you don't know what to do, you keep doing what's normal for you.
Right.
Do you have a list of what has gluten in it? Like just your everyday, like what I'm sure you created like this list. Okay, can't have this, but I can have this. Yeah. Is there any way to form a list so people don't like seasoning? This is half the battle because people just want to make sure that their food is going to taste good or the same. I taste a bit of curry and, I taste a lot of culture in this seasoning, so that's helpful. But in terms of actual foods, like, should people not buy anything in a package, nothing in a can, and just maybe what about frozen vegetables?
I think,
or what if, like,
I think it's extreme to say don't ever buy anything in a package ever again. It
but you can't have any of it.
I can't.
So,
but that's specifically because of the level of severity for me. Mm-hmm. Not everybody is as severe.
Well, what if people are? And I ask this because I have a severe case of acid reflux. Like I have to be hospitalized. So I might be allergic to something.
I can speak to that in 2 seconds.
Okay.
I suffered. So just to add on the purpose of this company, for me, it took on a different, route. It became about health for me and kind of learning. I was kind of angry. The more I spent with Nicole and this started out as my business, but then it kind of turned into a lifestyle for me. Okay. And the more I learned, I got really angry because I'm a single mom and just kind of working all day, coming home, grabbing a packet of other seasoning blend, throwing it on my food or some frozen food, just trying to do a quick meal together. I didn't realize how much chemicals I was adding to my food and sodium.
Right.
And it was my ignorance. So I took responsibility for not knowing. Okay. I lowered my blood pressure simply by using Love, which does have salt in it, but it has pink Himalayan salt in it.
Pink Himalayan salt.
It has higher in trace minerals and lower in sodium. So that was the one way. And then
so the taste stays.
The
you
taste
get
is
that
actually
salty
better.
taste.
The taste is actually better. It's not salty. Salt is a flavor enhancer. So it still enhances the flavor of your food without being salty and overbearing.
Okay.
It's delicious. Like if I use regular table salt now, I can tell a difference. So for me, this journey was about how can I cook still conveniently, but with awesome taste. So I had to and I'm still in the process of reteaching myself how to go back, kind of old school. There's a reason our grandmothers and aunts cooked every day.
Right.
And there's still a lot of shortcuts, but we have to learn how to do it in a healthy fashion. And this journey has helped me with that.
Okay.
Now, I hear that you guys are stricter than the FDA.
Yes.
So
we are. And I'm proud of that. I have to say, I am extremely proud of that.
Your standards are really high. So how does your standards differ from the FDA?
Well, according to the FDA, 20 parts per million of gluten is considered gluten-free. But for me, 20 parts per million I would end up in the hospital. So that's basically saying if there was a million marbles lined up next to each other, 20 of them would be gluten.
And that's
that
okay.
Small trace amount
is enough.
Would send me to the hospital.
Wow.
So I understand because it's almost like autism. There's a spectrum. Some people are slightly severe. Some people are slightly sensitive, and some people are just like me. You blow on me with gluten and I'm, sick. So I understand that they had to kind of, create a regulation that was kind of all-encompassing, but that's not good enough. It's not good enough. So for us, it came down to us making sure that every product we test, we do lot testing on. We actually test batch by batch, and we do that intentionally. And we're really, really grateful to have a lot of our tests come back non-detectable. So none is detected.
And that kind of goes back to what you had mentioned earlier about what do I eat? Do I just eat, fruits and vegetables? No, you can still eat what you want, but you have to check out your brand. And it may mean walking away to some brands we've used all our life. And we also have to demand now tighter regulations on our food. So when you see things now on Facebook or on the news, kind of zone in when they're talking about GMOs and labeling, and that's what this fight is about. California is way ahead of us because they're fighting for legislation to have certain things put on our label. There's so much in your food that you don't even know about. Yeah. We won't get into lobbying and all that type of stuff, that's food industry and that, but that's a whole nother conversation. There's stuff that they don't legally have to put on their labels.
Mm-hmm. How do we get our communities to either
shows like this
well, stray away from the fast food? Because because of lifestyle, because you said both of you have children. Right. Lifestyle is hard on all of us, whether you have children or not. I don't have any children, and it's hard on me. and preparing food and of course resorting to do healthy things would be the greatest measure. So I know you guys have a bigger task ahead of you because you're trying to change a lot. I think it's hard changing the industry.
It is.
Right.
It is. But I think the reason we did it this way, everybody, no matter what culture you come from, you want your food to taste good. You want flavor in your food. And the fact that we give you the convenience of having it in a bottle, the safety and the freedom to know that there's nothing allergy related basically in this product at all, you can take a few minutes and prepare something, for you. And it's not going to be easy, but I think it's really about changing your mindset. It's not necessarily something that's convenient sometimes to cook for your family, but if you think about the fact, what's your end game? To raise healthy kids, to keep yourself on this earth so you can leave a legacy for your family and make an impact. If that's the end game, changing your mindset, you can make the adjustment.
It's kind of what you guys were saying earlier. It's about making yourself priority. So you may not be able to watch your TV show at 10 o'clock because you need to go in the kitchen. Well, not just Scandal, anything at 10. You need to, I remember at times I used to have to cook the night before for the next day because I didn't want my family eating at 8 o'clock at night. So the night before, you kind of have to shut the TV down and chop up vegetables and cook the night before. So it's not going to be easy. It's really making us and our families priority.
And it's the trade-off.
It's the trade-off.
So we should just remind you, for one, you're watching Reality of Love. We're delving into a different direction tonight, but it's all about love. And matter of fact,
absolutely.
And we have some strawberries for you.
One of the spices is called love.
Yourself.
And one of the in the love spice, it's Himalayan pink salt, black pepper, garlic, and hugs and kisses. No gluten. No gluten. And in the faith, you have cinnamon, royal cane sugar, vanilla bean, kindness, and warm thoughts. Now, okay.
That's the one.
Now, see,
right
but hold
there.
on. See, now, and
That's the candy sweet potato spice. So
That's
when you
it.
mean candy sweet potatoes?
But see, that's the thing. Now,
You can do all kind of fun stuff with that, though. Even at home, even in the bedroom, you can do fun stuff with that.
Well,
right
see,
here.
whoa,
I didn't go
see.
there.
That's why she has 3 kids.
That's right. And that's
Right
why I'm
now.
happily married.
Right, exactly. But now, okay, see, in using these spices, and they were so kind to bring in some samples, and which I haven't even delved into it. Indy and Reggie have already started. Oh, believe me, I'm going to shower down in a minute. But now, you said candy yams, we could use faith.
Well, yeah.
Because it has cinnamon.
It has the cinnamon.
And it has the sugar,
right.
the royal cane sugar, and vanilla bean.
A few other things in there, but we can't tell you.
Okay, no problem. I got you. So you use the faith on the strawberries?
I actually made a dip for the strawberries. So we have another yogurt dip because yogurt is a great source of protein. Greek
so now
yogurt.
wait. Okay, now it's the yogurt.
Not too far.
Yogurt.
Is the yogurt? How's the yogurt made?
Yogurt is literally vanilla yogurt with faith. And I added just a little bit of agave nectar, which is a sweetener, an organic sweetener.
And just a bit.
dab. That's all you need.
Wait, you put
So good.
like so you put
So good. You're spitting.
I love that
on the strawberries.
That's the face we love. That's the face we love to see.
so you don't sprinkle it on the strawberries,
You can if you want. I do.
You can.
but you
As a
put it in the
dessert.
yogurt. So now
If you want
there's
to make
gluten in there's gluten in some yogurts too, right? There's gluten in everything.
It depends.
It depends.
So what kind of yogurt is this? Because if a person has a food allergy,
Yes.
if a person has a food allergy, so what kind of yogurt should we be prone to get?
I personally like Greek yogurt, strained Greek yogurt, because it's a higher source of protein. Usually there's goat milk instead of regular cow's milk, which takes a whole lot of other things. Most people, if they're lactose intolerant, they're allergic to casein. They're not necessarily allergic to milk. So there's a big difference. And goat milk doesn't have casein in it.
What's
So
casein?
casein is a protein that's found in cow's milk.
And then once the
Okay.
goats are not mass produced and farmed like cows are, so that
Okay.
it's all again. You also have to always think about going back to the origin of your food and the industry that they're in.
Right.
And do we have these industrial farms for goats? You really don't see that as much as cows. That's why a lot of people who are lactose intolerant can drink goat milk.
Okay.
My husband is one of them.
Okay.
Or almond
right.
milk.
But
Yeah.
they can have that animal milk.
Almond
So
milk
are
is the
you
best.
all? It is really good.
It's really good.
Are you all thinking about producing other products for,
Absolutely.
for us, like seriously, like vegetables and just as a brand, like the actual. I want to go in the market and see you like other brands have their aisle.
You will.
Okay.
Well, right now, this line is our gourmet line, and it's made up of 9 different blends. So we already have 6 more ready to come out.
Okay.
Keep
Well, these 3 are mine.
I just want to get a care package. That's all I'm saying. I
already
just need a care package.
Discussed it.
Keep your eyes open for joy, peace, truth, grace, and respect.
I got
They're all on their way.
So wait a
We
minute.
have you. We got you.
Need to know. Okay, so if we go to virtuousliving.com, is that the only way we can get these products?
No. We are also being sold in Whole Foods, quickly expanding in the Northeast. And we are also being sold in Wegmans. So keep looking out. If you don't see us on the shelves in your local store, request us. Go to Whole Foods and say, hey, I heard about these products. I really want them here. I would like to buy them at this store.
I'm going to
is
Gourmet
excellent.
Garage tomorrow.
Exactly.
They need to be in there.
Take the bottle with you.
Okay.
Show them this is what we want.
This is what we want.
Especially on a shopping day. I mean, you have power when you're shopping that day with your shopping cart full of food. This is what I want. So.
Well, this is a wonderful start, and obviously you're being embraced immensely by the industry. I know it's a hard struggle, and anything worthwhile is not going to come easy.
Right.
It's definitely not easy, but
but
it's worth it.
I know the fortitude that both of you ladies, come from. You come from great stock, so I know you keep pushing hard until the job is done. And no, look, my family is strong, and there's no hidden agenda, I mean, obviously, women in general, you ladies have a lot of fortitude and a lot of push, despite of all the adversities that you're put up against. And I know about the ladies in my family, and I know who has come before them, so I know that
have no choice but to keep moving.
to keep pushing on and keep making it happen in a great way. What can we tell everyone about what they need to be aware of when it comes to, like, I need to know specifically the reactions or what did your body go through? How did you know that you need to tap into investigating what was wrong with you? Because sometimes doctors initially, when something is wrong with us and you go to a doctor, they're lost they're in the dark about what you may be going through. And the first thing most doctors will do is, recommend that you take some kind of medication, which could have gluten in it.
It has. I've
Oh,
ended
wow.
up in the
That actually
hospital.
happened to us a few weeks ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
And penicillin.
Let's not even go there.
It's us because I was there with it the whole time. I'm
You
starting
know.
to feel like sympathetic symptoms.
Yeah, seriously. It's there. Sometimes there is gluten in some medications, but that's definitely a whole nother conversation. But I think some of the reactions, you'd be kind of surprised. You know how we all talk about the itis after you eat?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody gets tired.
Yes.
Sometimes you may get a little gassy or bloated or, little indigestion, things like that. If you think of your body as a machine, if you give it fuel, which food is, it should get energized. You shouldn't get tired after you eat. So that's actually an adverse reaction to what you're eating. And so that's the first thing I tell people. If you're getting just exhausted after you eat, something you ate doesn't like you.
Exactly.
So that's the first thing. I know we kind of have it in our communities, like, girl, I got the itis. I'm tired.
And we accept that.
So food should energize you?
It should energize you. Absolutely. And then the other thing is gassiness, bloating, indigestion, mood changes.
Reflux. And that's what I wanted to go back to you.
Right.
And I don't know if you remember, but you definitely remember when I suffered from some type of reflux for like a complete year. I've had all types of testing, endoscopies, colonoscopies, and they could not figure what was wrong. I eliminated gluten from my, not 100%, but just took out a great deal of it, started to substitute my pasta, and I started to feel better.
Okay. I'm going to try it. I really am.
It really made, I just think my stomach couldn't process it. And even I kept a food diary, and I couldn't figure out. So one day pizza would have me that bloated, sleepy feeling, but the next day wouldn't. But what I figured out, it was the type of pizza. So if it was that probably not as good or genetically modified flour, I would get the bloatiness. If it was a higher quality pizza, I wouldn't.
Doesn't even stay in my system. I literally, if I eat it, the last piece of pizza I had, I regurgitate it.
Really?
Wow.
Thank you for sharing that. Right before I want to have some food.
That's okay because I'm eating
Right
your
while we're
saliva.
eating.
But you're eating his saliva because he spit on the strawberries.
Okay, you know what? Get my food. Bring my food over here.
As you can see, there's nothing but love in the room.
I mean, but they do. I want to say they do have like gluten-free breads and stuff like
Absolutely.
that. So I think I do know some people that have had
100%
gluten-free
because she
pizza.
is
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, they do
There's
have
some
that.
amazing
I mean,
brands out there, just
Okay.
like us.
they exist.
They do really well.
You know, but it just depends on. You just have to look. I mean,
You have to research.
it's unfortunate that a lot of people that have these gluten allergies or vegans, it's a struggle for them to go out places and be able to partake in the food and the festivities. Sometimes I know people who are vegans that can go to parties and have to bring their own food because they can't eat what's there. So it's unfortunate, but I think people are becoming more aware and more conscious, and there's starting to be more choices for vegetarians, for people that are vegans, for people who have the gluten allergies and things of that nature, because people are just becoming more health conscious as Vito takes the food.
The whole
But,
tray.
but that's a good thing, and that just shows the progress and the movement that is being created in this health, wellness, and fitness industry that's ever growing, and it's going to keep growing, and it's great to have products like these that people can have and use, and that are it's going to grow and it's going to be coming more stores. You guys should look on getting on Shark Tank, figure it out.
They don't need them.
Man, Shark Tank
We
is.
just need our community behind us.
You're
that's
right,
all.
but it's definitely a great product, and I'm definitely gonna share it with the community when I get home sometime tomorrow. I will definitely plug the website in. Are you guys on Facebook?
Absolutely.
All right, so we're gonna connect on Facebook so I can tag you guys in it.
Twitter.
All that. I'm getting better with Instagram and Twitter and stuff, but Facebook, I'm the Facebook guy. So I'm a definitely put this out there because I definitely know that there are people who compete and are fitness enthusiasts and health enthusiasts that would love it. And I mean, you guys need to take a trip out to the West Coast and go to San Francisco because
Just came back.
Look at
2
that.
weeks. 2 weeks at Fancy Food.
Maybe he didn't understand what I was saying about the kind of ladies that are in my
been
family.
hustling.
I'm telling
I know
you, we
about
just
San
got back,
Francisco,
and actually, I'm a Southern California girl, born and raised. So that's another reason why we're kind of pushing this thing. It's gotten to the East Coast a little bit, but New York, maybe Atlanta a little bit, Chicago, but all the other parts of this country need to know, we're coming. We're coming for
I
you.
have a question. Now, when did you realize? When were you getting sick? How long was it before you got sick?
Oh boy, that's a
The symptoms started.
timeline for you. I first started getting sick. I was misdiagnosed by 6 doctors,
Okay.
and I had everything from depression to one doctor actually told me I needed to get a job. He said I was depressed, and that was what was wrong with me.
Okay.
And because I didn't have a job at the time, that was what was causing all my symptoms. And I'm like, okay, it took everything in me not to smack him. And then I walked out, and I called a naturopath, and had to go the holistic route to actually get a diagnosis. It took her 3 days after going for 4 years to doctors and being misdiagnosed.
Well, that's good that you said that also, because my point is, you're along a majority of your life being affected, and then your body reacted.
It shut
So-
down. I can't even say it
It's
reacted.
an autoimmune.
Right.
Disease.
So is it safe to say that even like GMOs are fairly new to us? Fairly new. Is it safe to say within a certain amount of time, everyone that doesn't eat organically or glucose free or just unpackaged foods will eventually get sick because it's not real food?
I mean, that's a hard statement for me to make. I can't
Okay.
say that, but I think if you pay any attention to just the human body,
Mm-hmm.
something is going to happen in your body because you're not giving it what it can process.
Okay.
So yeah, something's going to happen, whether it's, in my case, the first symptom for me was my adrenal glands failed. So the things that give you adrenaline, that help you kind of in that fight or flight mode, they were at just zero, almost flatline.
And is that's why you were feeling low, feeling no energy?
I was exhausted. I mean, I had 2 kids at the time, so I thought it was that, being a mom of 2. And then it just kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse, and your body can't function without the right, hormones in them. So
wow.
You know how, because I'm trying to avoid my son going through what I've had to learn at 40. So one simple way I tell him, I'm like,
22.
God created us. He knew what he was designing. He also designed food for us.
Right.
And somehow we tried to re-engineer everything, and our body just cannot digest it. It's just that simple.
Well, maybe the blessing is these symptoms. The blessing is that I spit up
is.
everything. The blessing is, and it doesn't feel good.
Body's trying to
but
warn
that's
us.
just like usually when your body's in pain or it's reacting to something, it's letting you know this isn't right.
Absolutely.
This isn't working.
And
for
in
me.
this case, it's changing the food, because food is medicine.
Right.
I mean, but when you go traditional doctors, they want to give you more
Pills.
chemicals
They want to give you
and drugs.
Yeah.
But let's delve a little bit on a little bit more on the celiac disease, which is not just affecting African Americans. It doesn't affect one race. It doesn't affect a certain age. It could be across the board. It could start as early as a baby, and
I was born with this. I'd have had stomach issues my entire life. Had no idea. I was diagnosed.
you thought you were lactose intolerant.
No, my parents didn't know what was wrong with me. I was diagnosed with ADD when I was a little kid, and they put me on Ritalin and all that stuff. So my parents thought that the stomach aches were caused by the medication, when it was probably really the gluten that was causing most of the pain. And if I had come off of that, I probably wouldn't have been diagnosed ADD to begin with, because it also affects you behaviorally.
Oh wow.
So, I mean, it was a process. But yeah, it affects everybody, every gender, grown or child. Obviously, my daughter is, dealing with it, and it crosses every line.
And it stays with adults longer than with children, I understand.
If you don't treat.
Because the damage is more permanent.
Yeah.
Whereas if you catch it in early childhood, it's not as much permanent damage to your body.
You can actually repair your gut. Yeah. And so the difference between celiac disease and a gluten intolerance is actual damage is taking place in the lining of your small intestines. For people that are just gluten intolerant or sensitive, it bothers you, you have a reaction, but it goes away. Celiac disease, you actually get damage, and it kind of...
What does that lead to?
Let's see. Malnutrition, because you can't absorb any vitamins and minerals, can lead to cancer, stomach cancer. It can lead to colon cancer. It can lead to all kinds of
Chronic
stuff.
sickness, because you're...
Crohn's disease, irritable bowel syndrome, you name it. Lots of stuff. Lots of stuff. So, I mean, all I say to people is just ask the questions. Not everybody is gluten intolerant. Not everybody is gluten sensitive. But it cannot hurt to ask your doctor, you know what, I've been having some of these issues. I've been having some of these symptoms. Can you check me out? Give me a test. Can you do this and just see if I have a sensitivity?
And if that doctor doesn't give you the right answer,
Go somewhere else.
Or for me... Oh, okay.
A natural health practitioner?
I had to, because in my case, it was so severe that I literally was struggling. I was not healthy and was very, very close to losing my life. So I'm blessed and I'm grateful to be alive and healthy. I'm grateful for a husband that said, this ain't going to work. We going to figure this out. And whoever we need to find to talk to kind of help us back on the road to health, that's what we need to do. So.
And another thing people can do is just take gluten out your diet for a month and just see how you feel. If you feel better, not as achy, less bloating, less sluggishness, then maybe it's something to it.
right. Virtuous Living, virtuousliving.com is the website I would like to invite you to go to and check out. And obviously they will keep it updated, and they keep it all the time to let you know their growth. And you want to interact with your base of people as well. You want people to share your stories.
Absolutely.
On the website.
We're on, like we mentioned earlier, we're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest.
Under Virtuous Living?
Everybody, all of them are under Virtuous Living except Twitter, I believe, is virtuously GF.
We're gluten free.
gluten-free.
And we have a Pinterest board. It's really cool. If you're on Pinterest, check it out.
And we also respond to emails. So you can email us at hello@virtuousliving.com.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello. Very
So look-
simple. Hello, virtuousliving.com.
The three spices, the organic spices that's out right now, with more to come very, very soon, is hope. We have faith and we have love. And I'm telling you, whatever you decide to put these spices on, it will definitely enhance the food immensely. I don't know what this the chicken tastes like, but
The
based on
chicken has
everyone
love
smacking,
on it.
everybody's smacking. Yeah. You know, everybody's smacking on chicken except I. So I know the strawberry is good with the vanilla yogurt,
Come
and
on, Lynn, have some.
I certainly will. So I'm going to grab a piece of chicken, and you hold the mic.
I hold the mic and grab chicken. I love chicken. What? You said that's what we don't need? Whatever. So I have a question. So aside from promoting your brands, are you I don't want to put. I think I'm about to put you out there. I think you know what I'm about to say.
It's all good.
Okay, so are you a spokesperson for celiac disease? Because you're sitting here right now, and there's a reason. Because now when I go to my doctor, I'm going to ask about it. Because this started, maybe I've had an issue for maybe like 10, 12 years. Mm-hmm. But I'm a high tolerance of pain.
Most of us are.
And
Most women are.
Until the point of just not being able to stop, the whole gag reflex and having to go to the emergency room, I would sit home and just be in pain. But there's a reason for that. So I'm sure my diet played a huge part, because when we were doing the challenge, things changed. I feel a lot better. I was on medication. I don't have to take the medication anymore.
That's great.
But now that I'm not on the challenge, I'm going back to eating.
I have to say, I cooked for Christmas, and Lenny brought all this type of food with love, faith, and hope, and he was good. He was really, really good.
So, my thing, are you a spokesperson for the disease? Because nobody knows about this.
Yes.
And look, your doctor didn't even know what was going on with you, and that's scary.
It is scary. You're right. But yes, I am. And you're not the only one that puts me out there. She does it all the time.
Oh, I think you need, I do. Like, we hear about breast cancer for women and, heart disease, but these little things, this is a major issue because it's food. Right. And in our culture, this is love.
Exactly.
This is relationship.
Absolutely.
That's why we put the emotions on there.
Right.
The emotional ingredients that food should bring out.
Right. So we need to talk about.
We are working. We had a meeting this weekend with GIG, which is Gluten Intolerance Group, and we're going to be doing some work with them and bringing more information into our communities.
And if you'd like us to come and speak, or just kind of do any kind of symposiums or things of that nature, just email us at hello@virtuousliving.com. We'll get back to you and let you know what our availability is.
All right, cousins, I need to know. This is the yogurt? There's yogurt, right?
Both of these are yogurt, just flavored differently.
What did you put? Did you put it on the chicken or did you put it on the yogurt?
Both.
Oh. What did you put?
There's love on the chicken wings.
Love.
That's it. Love and love alone.
Hope.
Nope. You don't have to. I mean, you can if you want to, but you really don't need it. I mean, I added a little bit of salt because Hope doesn't have any salt in it. So for the Greek yogurt dip for the wings, I added a little bit of salt to that. But
what about a cookbook?
One of the lines that are coming out.
Is that coming?
One of the spices that are coming out is actually truth, and truth is basically hope with salt in it, because so many people love it but want having pink Himalayan.
Himalayan pink salt. Love is got salt in it, but it's a different flavor. It's not as herby.
It's closer to your seasoning salt, so it's heavier.
Okay.
So yes.
So you can use this instead of the lower.
Yeah. Yep.
But I've used these spices, even on eggs.
Wait. Would you use any spices on? Because you don't cook.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
I don't want to hear it.
Yes, he does.
Who is cooking?
Why you put my man on blast?
Where did you go? You supposed to be on the show and you over there. What are you talking about? When do you cook? You complain about nobody cooking. Oh, he
He
cooks
can
for you.
cook too. He can cook.
I mean,
Don't
you
let
know,
him think.
Frequently, but he can cook.
You know what happened?
Don't even go there. Get
What
over there.
what
Go over
happened
in your
was-
corner.
It was.
You
Just
missed
go
that
over.
meeting that
Whatever.
Lenny cooked because you went to the wrong place.
Yeah, because it was snowing up to my face the day before.
You went to the station when you were
Whatever.
supposed to be at that other location.
I'm gonna have a strawberry.
I do cook. I just don't cook often, but I do cook. And I'm not a chef or anything like that, so I have a long way to go.
I might cook some more when I get some.
Faith, love, and hope.
Yeah.
Well, there are recipes on the website as well. And
okay.
yes,
Oh, you do?
we are working on a cookbook.
Thank you.
And you gotta follow directions.
What do you
But
mean?
they're very simple to use, though. We just really implore people, don't be scared of them. Really, you can sprinkle and taste. Start out lightly because they are organic and they build. So just
Okay.
What you mean? So what do you mean? Start out lightly.
because when I first started using them,
She's
I would
trigger happy.
over season my food because I'm so used to non-organic blends. So I would be like, oh, they were too heavy. So start out a little lighter.
I know that cayenne pepper though. That cayenne pepper crumbled the other day. I was like, oh, this is hot.
Exactly.
I
And then it
I
builds.
like spicy,
There's
so
a
that's
little
that's
kick.
good for me.
There's a little kick.
So
in
if you
hope.
cook at 6 and let it sit to 7, the flavor is still soaking into your food. So it will taste different.
So are you ladies involved with like the creation? Like, do you go to the, I guess, I don't know, factories or
Okay,
the places?
everything. The company,
see
the
it?
company is a little under 2 years old. We did everything from branding to finding that white label to the barcode, everything.
Awesome.
Everything, literally everything.
That's dope.
Walk
Been
the
to the
floor of
factory,
the factory
helmets
to
on,
see-
white lab coats,
I love it.
Yeah.
everything.
I know how these ladies work. I'm telling you, they're gangster with it. I'm telling you.
I'm like, cuz I gotta, big cousin, so I always gotta text him when I'm leaving town. So you going again? Gotta go.
Gotta go. Love you. See you when I see you.
But you know what the funny thing is though, Lenny act like he.
Fifth chicken.
I kept going, right?
Wait. Don't even like.
But wait, but wait. Lenny always act like he's always in town. Like
Rich is here.
I am always in town.
Richie,
Lenny-
would you like some love?
Always.
Always.
Have some love.
you know, Lenny leaves town and doesn't tell nobody, and then he comes back in town like, Lenny, why didn't you answer your phone? Oh,
Yeah, I know. I've been that double standard. I've kind of gotten
was,
over that.
In the Bahamas.
No,
Like what?
No, that look. I get a bad rap every which way I
Easy
turn.
hands on the mic. I'm
All right, I'm putting. I get a bad rap everywhere. I just try to do what I got to do, in and out, no problems done. I don't travel as much. Everyone around me probably travels double the amount than what I
I
travel.
don't even go anywhere.
You go to better places.
I don't have a passport.
Exactly.
That dip.
Exactly. He don't go nowhere. But the one time he does, he's like in Maui,
Aruba.
Aruba.
No. But this year I will be getting to a few spots, so we're going to set some try.
What do you ladies think about farmers markets? And
Love them.
okay.
Love farmers
Love them.
market.
Love
Okay,
support
so-
your
Support
markets.
local.
You didn't see the heart that just lit up in
Yes.
Yeah, support
Yes.
local.
Support
Your markets.
local.
So
I
you
mean,
think that when it says organic and the meats and the produce, that's really you're safe. We're safe there.
absolutely. Look for a certification. Even
Okay.
at farmers markets, always look for a certification. But you have people that are just like us. They have a heart for what they do. They're passionate about it, and they only want to put out the best.
Okay.
Support those people.
Another thing we want to, nature is great, but things are not produced perfectly. So when you go to a farmer's market and you see a batch of eggs that are slightly different color and slightly different size, they're fine. You know how much food
Once
we
they're
waste?
naturally grown
Yes.
with no
So in the
pesticides.
supermarket to throw that away, they'll find 12 perfect eggs for your container. It's so much food
It's so funny you
waste.
say that.
Right.
So then everything's not going to be perfect.
Right. I think, and you know what's sad? Like a lot of people think that like a strawberry is supposed to be always big and red and
When they're in season, they
And-
usually are, but don't buy
right.
them out of season.
exactly. It's a marketing strategy to make things look perfect, and it doesn't mean that it's naturally. It's
Exactly.
actually good for
Certain
you.
food is not meant to have all year round.
You know what's so funny?
Can you take a picture of him?
I know we're talking. Wait, Vito, I can't with Vito.
there
Well, at least it's the dad.
No.
At least it's that, and not
They
the
were just
chicken.
extra loud when I was chewing.
love
see,
So I was like, I can't chew these carrots.
It's like the whole trailer.
There's a
there.
reason.
I really didn't hear.
There's a
you.
reason why Vito's not on camera a lot. You know, he probably is the most greediest guy in the room.
Vito, all you see is Vito's
And he-
arms coming in.
That's all you see. You see arms, and he doesn't take one; he'll take the entire
Now
tray.
I'm gonna notice, but I didn't actually trying to hear you.
I was eating carrots and I had to stop. I was like, man, this mic is
Wait,
probably picking up this carrots.
trust me. If you allowed crunching in my ear, you would have known because I would have said something. I can't. I would have been
It was
switching.
early. It was a little quiet in here, but
That's
but
funny.
anyway. So yes, farmers markets are great. Just stop looking for that perfect, orange. They could maybe slightly different sizes.
Right.
Certain things that may not be in season all year round. They're great.
Now I hear it. Now it's in my ear. Like, great.
So once again, it's Virtuous Living.
Awesome.
The founder and CEO is Miss Nicole Thomas, and the CFO and COO is Miss Bronick Jones. They are definitely the faces. You'll see them everywhere at a lot of the venues. A lot.
Make
As
some
long
new
as we
recipes.
bring food, right?
Bring some new treats.
Yeah, make some recipes.
They say a way to a man's heart is through his stomach,
That's
and
right.
Vito is definitely the poster child for that.
Yes.
So
Well, Indy's doing okay
Frying.
too.
I want to know about frying because I love fried chicken. I love chicken. I love a drumstick. I love fried chicken. So what about frying? When you fry stuff, are there any gluten-free oils that can be used other than olive oil? Does olive oil? I feel like everything is a
Okay,
joke now and it's a trick.
You just did it.
Oh, am I saying too much?
No,
Am I-
No,
you're
it's a
fine.
great
It's a
topic.
great question too. First of all, you're not supposed to use olive oil past certain temperatures because it actually dies and it goes rancid. So olive
Right.
oil is a very delicate oil. It's actually to be used as a finishing oil or a salad
Okay.
dressing. So
Light
not to
sauteing.
be cooked. Something light and quick and easy, but not past medium temperatures.
So what that's good to know. So I'm not going to use olive oil anymore. So what is good to sear things with or
Or fry. I mean, fried chicken is kind of
It is what it is. If
It
you
is
want
what it is.
Okay.
Like
It's an
no
indulgence you can have
healthiness
every
in
now and
fried
then.
chicken.
Ain't no
Ain't no
way
way
around
around
that.
it's not. I mean,
no
Get
way.
you some baked chicken.
listen, no, have it. Have
'Cause
it
this is
every
baked,
so
right?
often.
This is baked.
Have it every so often. Just don't have it every week.
Right.
Like,
Or
and
pan
if
fried.
you do it, then do it the right way. Use love in your flour instead of
Use
other
gluten-free
stuff.
flour, but
use gluten-free flour and love as your seasoning. And I've done it, and it's the bomb. But
It's funny. I'm
I
so
digress.
unhealthy. I don't even use flour. I take Frosted Flakes, I bash them up, and that's how I fry chicken.
she used Frosted Flakes on her fried chicken.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wait,
is it
Frosted-
sugar? Is
probably
it sugar
really
fresh?
good.
Yes, it's
Sugar
Frosted
Frosted.
Flakes. It's Frosted
That's what I like
Flakes,
Frosted Flakes, not even.
and you
Egg
bake-
batter,
you
and
know,
not even
and
cornflakes,
it's-
like,
no,
Or
Frosted
Special
Flakes.
K.
You know
Egg
what,
batter,
Andy?
eggs,
Andy,
frosted
I'm
flakes,
not mad
everything.
at you. That's probably really
It's
good.
so good.
Look,
That's like the Krispy Kreme burger.
Yes.
I don't eat that, but okay.
Okay, you're taking us way far to the left of the show.
please do not listen to Indy if you're trying to get your life together on a healthy tip. It's just not.
I'm asking so I can do things differently.
No on the frosted flakes.
Okay.
Or the Krispy Kreme burger.
Yeah.
No
All right.
on those things.
Hey, look, I hope that you
Have
guys,
a good workout after if you're going
in
to
the
do
midst
it.
of all the jokes and laughs,
Oh,
I hope
yeah.
hope you got some.
Sexercise. We didn't even talk about sexercise. You have gluten free, and then you can have sex and exercise.
With,
There you
with,
go.
with
some love and hope.
No, no,
Hey.
no. No, with
Hope
faith,
to
with
last
faith,
long.
with
Oh,
faith,
wait.
with faith.
Faith on it.
Faith on what?
Uh-oh.
Whatever you
So
exercise.
these are the names of these spices: is faith, love, and hope. Faith, love, and hope. With more names to come.
Well, that's yours to take home
VirtuousLiving.com
then.
is the website that you need to go to. I hope that you've gained a lot of information tonight and learned some things that you may not have heard about. And hopefully you will make it a point to start changing your life for the better. Vito.
Yes.
The
six
other
more.
spices will
We're
be.
working on 'em.
Truth?
Truth.
Peace.
Grace. Peace. Joy.
Respect.
Respect. And the Trinity.
What's in respect?
Respect.
Amen.
Man.
And we didn't play that. We didn't.
My husband's family is from Grenada, so
Okay.
just kind of an ode to his mother, his grandmother, and all the wonderful women in his family. This is kind of a
Nice.
blend to just give you that little bit of a sweet sun kiss and a little bit of Caribbean flavor.
Nice.
I dig it.
VirtuousLiving.com. Again, I want to thank Reggie Lamptey, the personal trainer, fitness guru, for coming by tonight.
Carrot
Appreciate it.
muncher.
Yeah, he's a carrot muncher too. Yeah. But more importantly, I want to thank my cousins, Branick Jones and Nicole Thomas. Go to virtuousliving.com and you get all the details about them and about the story of how everything started and information, because information is power. And the only way we're going to grow and become better is we empower ourselves with great information. So you can't say that you don't know. It is definitely at your fingertips to learn more about it and enjoy the food, because there's a lot of love in it, a lot of faith, and a lot of hope in it. That's for sure. And as you can see how it definitely gets consumed when you use these wonderful spices. So, ladies, thank you for coming by. Appreciate it.
Welcome. Thank
Safe
you for
along
having
the
us.
travels. We'll see you very, very soon, as soon as you release the other spices.
I know where I'm eating on the holiday.
Hey, look, y'all. We'll see you soon next week, and thank you for joining us. Appreciate it.
Bye. Yeah, I had way too much fun up.